You're listening to the most fraudulent F1 podcast with Dan, aka Engine Mode 11.
I secretly moonlight as Helmut Marko at race weekends.
And Blake, aka Brrrake.
Echo chambers of farts and idiots on Twitter after races.
It's the Engine Breaking F1 podcast.
Boom, get it up, yeah. Episode 23, Baku Preview. I'm in the driving seat because Blake's got too much jet lag.
P0. You guys know what P0 means. This is a quiz. We know that you're not listening to our podcast, but if you're in your car, just say out loud what P0 is. What is it?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm sure everyone just got that correct.
We're not gonna spoil it. If you don't know what P0 is, keep listening. How we doing, man?
That's us.
Dan has done the heavy lifting. I just got back from Texas yesterday, but welcome to the stream.
How was your big Texan adventure?
Mate, it was fantastic. I ate barbecue. I went to the lake. I hung out around a great campfire. My brother has 5 cats and a chicken and a dog. My parents have my old cat who's 16. He's awesome. I had a great time. It was a good little reset before the chaos, which is 5 races in the next 6 weeks, 10 races in the next 14. Who are you, by the way? Welcome to anybody just tuning in. Welcome to the Engine Breaking podcast. My name is Blake, former performance engineer, current full-time degenerate content creator. And who are you?
I'm Dan, aka Engine Mode 11. I don't really know what to say about myself. Prolific Twitter shit poster. 6 years stealing a living from Red Bull Racing as a senior systems engineer. And then for some reason we thought it'd be a good idea to start an F1 podcast. I mean, we got to be in the top 50 of F1 podcasts, surely.
Top 500 maybe. I mean, to be fair, there were probably 50 new F1 podcasts started last week, which is cool. It just goes to show you that the sport is on the up. Everybody's excited and interested in it. And if you're choosing to listen to us, thank you. And we hope you enjoy it. If you're first time, stick around. We pretend like we don't know what we're talking about. Sometimes we know what we're talking about. Between us being in Formula 1 for 16 years, you do learn a little bit, but that doesn't mean we're going to be serious. Okay? We're not going to be serious all the time.
No. Make F1 fun again.
Exactly. Make F1 fraudulent again. Now we'll talk about that as well. All right. What do we got in store for everybody today? We
got some. Oof. Yeah. I've been doing some notes, mate. Listen, we got ourselves some news. We got ourselves some Baku stories from the past.
Oh yes.
We got ourselves a Baku preview. We've got ourselves an Adobe Creative Cloud notification that's just popped up, and anyone listening on the audio will be thinking, what the fuck was that? And we got a random fandom draw as well.
Ooh, we're also going to make some predictions for the Grand Prix because we're usually pretty good at that. Between us, if you combine our results every time, we get it right. That being said, for the last couple of races, you've got to be pretty special not to guess who's going to get on the podium.
I mean, yeah, it's not as random as we maybe have intended it to be.
Yeah, it's not. Why don't we get into it? Send it, man.
Yeah.
Lead us into what's been happening in Formula 1. We've had, just in case anybody's tuning in, if you want to understand how Formula 1 works a little bit better, when there's no races, literally the factory's shut down and everybody goes home and nobody does any work at all. It's great. So when there's no races on, the entire world of Formula 1 just shuts down. All the media, all the journalists, all the TV producers, all the podcasts, all the mechanics, engineers, they just go home. Oh, wait, no, that's not how that works.
You had me going there because even I was like, did they officially class this as a break and shut down? I actually fucking believed you. It took 23 episodes, but I actually gave some credibility to something you said.
Yeah, just in case anybody's wondering, Formula, because we've had the chat, like let's just go into that before we get into the news. It's like we've got 5 races in 6 weeks coming up. Did you like when there were long breaks? Did you just take the week off or something, or what did you do? Because you were predominantly factory based for your stint at Red Bull.
My 2 weeks off, I was one of the. I say 2 weeks off, right? So August shut down, the summer shut down. You get a mandated 2 weeks off by the FIA, right?
Everybody
has to have it. Everybody
in the company takes that off.
Yeah, apart from me and about 4 other people, it was our busiest period of the year. Because it was the only time that we could upgrade systems and things like that without interrupting manufacturing and things like that.
So
I would
your
work.
infrastructure upgrades, they're like, right, certain classes of people, if you work in certain things, you can do work. There was some exceptions for wind tunnel upgrades, and IT infrastructure stuff you could do.
Yeah,
and marketing is also excluded, but most teams' marketing staff also fall into that.
Marketing don't do any fucking work anyway. I mean, just listen to JP from last episode. Fucking fraudulent marketing work. And they just sit around and drink the champagne and take photos for the Instagram. Fuck it out. Yeah, so my summer shutdown period actually, ironically, was my busiest period.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
But so
my wife just messaged me because she's listening as well, saying, "Oh yeah, I remember fond memories of you working for our wedding anniversary." I was like, "Yeah, that was my summer shutdown, August 19th. I was always working."
Oh my god! But yeah, so that's the other thing is a lot of people are saying. I had a couple comments and people are saying, "Oh, well, if you're not changing the wheels on somebody's car, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, me personally, I'm not allowed to touch a wheel gun because I would destroy a car with it. You know, those things, literally, if you hit the nut wrong, it just machines the nut off. But anyway, they don't trust me with tools in the garage. I tried to take the pedals out once and they're like, the mechanics were like, and I put that down. I was like, Shaki, please. And he's like, no. Okay. So engineers, here's the engineer schedule, right? You typically fly out Wednesday or Thursday. You're at the track all the way through Sunday. Very glamorously, you get changed in the car park into your travel clothes. You go to the airport. And then you get home at probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're in the office the next day at 9 o'clock or something. And then you're working all the way through. And if it's a double header, you're not taking any time off. You might get an afternoon off in the next 5 weeks. That's it.
And the amount of times I've got my arse out in the middle of a circuit car park so I can get changed for the flight home or whatever.
Yeah, the security guard in Barcelona has seen those beautiful cheeks a couple times, haven't they?
Yeah, they don't show you that on Ted's notebook, do they?
No, but imagine there's a market for that, I reckon. Only car parks. Wow, nobody wants to see that. No, nobody wants to do that either. But yeah, so in case you're wondering, Formula One teams are super busy. And a big problem is people struggle to take all their holiday, especially traveling personnel. It's not like there's no race, nothing's happening. So I've been super condescending to a lot of people who've been absolute bellends on Twitter, but it's pretty ignorant. But now you're informed and you know what it's like, and it's a lot of fun, but it is a lifestyle and it is it's a grind.
Don't let it put you off. You should absolutely 100% push for it. Go for it. I don't regret any of it.
No.
It was fucking hard work.
Yeah, it's super rewarding. The highs are high, the lows are abysmal, and you're going to be tired a lot. But it's a pretty cool job. But just to say that
when you get out of it, you can shithouse your way onto a podcast like us two did.
Damn. Yeah, but anyway, let's get on to the news, man. Lead us in.
We ranted. We did a typical rant for us to start off the show.
A classic on-brand ADHD. Let's go.
Yeah. Away we go.
Send us.
So, right, listen. Serious. Audi have given us an F1 update. As we know, Audi and Sauber are linking up for 2026. Audi, I think it was like a Chinese car show or something, and they gave like a big update. I think it's clear that Audi obviously are heavily targeting the Chinese market. Okay. Guan Yu just putting that out there. Putting the feelers out for that.
Solid drive.
So far, they've already hired 260 specialist staff, and they're going to expand that to probably more than 300 by the end of the year.
Oh.
Right. They've already built a single-cylinder test engine, and that's been on the test bench for validation and all the measuring instruments and that. Which isn't too uncommon. People are going to be thinking, what the fucking hell is a single-cylinder engine? But a lot of the PU tests for like future engines, they only do it on the single cylinder.
Yeah.
Because that's all you need, because you're just testing combustion and things like that, and you can just do that off a single cylinder. It's
exactly.
Cheaper and easier to make.
Yeah, you don't need to build all 6 cylinders. You can build one to understand the combustion. It'd be really, we should actually get an engine guy or gal on at some point to talk us through early engine development, because that's going to become a very interesting topic. But Yeah, it's.
I'm sure we must know someone.
So here's the thing though, when they're saying they've got 260 specialist staff, I think it's very unlikely that they're only working on engine stuff. Like probably if it's Audi, yes, it's mostly engine stuff, but even engine suppliers will have performance simulations and vehicle dynamics simulations because they do need to understand a lot about the energy flows with the new regulations. They've got bigger MGUK, which means it can deploy more energy and it can recover more energy off the rear axle. And they've got a bigger battery, but the energy flows change completely because we don't have an MGUH anymore.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Ooh.
Because part of their update as well also mentioned that they were working on updating all of their simulators at their German base of operations. I've forgotten the name. I forgot to write it down.
Audi
bringing
Land.
all their Audi Land to bring it up to F1 spec. So yeah, they're already working on stuff like that in the background.
That's wacky.
Yeah, their first complete PU, which is like the entire engine, electric motor, battery, ECU, yada yada yada. They reckon that's going to be on the test bench before the end of the year.
So they're going to be running a 6-cylinder. They're going to upgrade and they're going to copy paste the cylinder and then get a new crankshaft and good to go. Ingolstadt.
Yeah, Ingolstadt. Yes, thank you for that chat.
Dankeschön. That's where it's from.
Danke.
Yeah.
No, get to the chopper. No,
Right.
That's Austria, isn't it?
So that's pretty cool. And
So yeah,
we got another engine manufacturer. Do you reckon we're going to see another one though?
oh, I don't know. You say this like I should know that
No,
there should be someone else.
I don't
Or you're
know,
just
but-
genuinely asking.
Yeah. Are we going to have any other? Because we've got a couple of deadlines coming up, and I think we might talk about them. But the team's applications for the 2026 cycle is coming up, and interested parties will be putting their stuff out there.
I don't think so. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Mind you, if you said to me Ford were going to enter with Red Bull, I'd have laughed at you.
No, but at the same time, Ford are doing the battery technology. That's what they're focusing on. RBPT is doing the combustion side and probably all the ancillaries. And Ford is doubling down on the EV market and hence their involvement in Formula One in the battery technology.
Oh, that's very true. Do I think another name? Oh, didn't we have Cadillac?
Yep.
And Andretti, or was that more just the sort of chassis side? They weren't getting involved with the PU, were they? Because they had
No.
supposedly they've got a agreement in principle with Renault. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Porsche said they're done. We talked about that last week. Porsche are like, nah, we're out, mate.
Yeah, they fumbled it big time.
Mm.
They got a bit too greedy, tried to buy 50% of a team. Everyone said fuck off, and now they found themselves basically with no way into F1. So,
well,
there you
maybe next time, eh? So
yeah, give it 4 years, and then we'll start these Porsche rumors again. Jesus.
yeah, I know it. Well, hey, what's up? We always talk about our favorite street circuit. Oh wait, no, Monaco is not our favorite street circuit, but we could have some issues with that Grand Prix, which is in the next month or two. What's going on with that?
Well, Monaco. Everyone knows Monaco. It's quite a small place. Because of that, they're reliant on a lot of external things, right? So in this instance, all of their power is provided to them through the French power grid.
Really?
Well, it is, yeah. Because Monaco doesn't have a secret nuclear reactor underneath it, I'm afraid.
I thought they had all the professional cyclists and athletes just on their watt bikes turning over the grid.
Yeah, it's Bottas on his watt bike with his arse out, powering the Monaco power grid. But the French have come out and confirmed that they are going to do the thing they love to do the most and strike. Get ready for this. I'm going to try and pronounce this. The Confédération Générale du Travail.
Yeah.
Or let's just say CGT.
Yeah.
They are the energy sector union, whatever. They're protesting against, I think they got like some pension changes or something over in France. Anyway, they decided to have a tear up because that's what they like to do out there. Fair play. And they've basically said, we're going to do like 100 days of strikes or whatever in the power sector. Unlucky for you, that includes the French Open, the Monaco GP, and the Cannes Film Festival.
Ooh.
So
it's not just sporting events. It's also like Cannes is always the week before Monaco.
Yeah.
Dude, But remember last year when there was a huge storm and like they had to roll out the generators? I don't know if they can run a whole Grand Prix on generators.
Yeah. Well, the teams have like quite beefy generators in the well, it's Monaco as well, isn't it? So I don't know if they actually have them there. Anyway, Monaco looks like we could be powered by, AA batteries. They're going to bring Formula E in as a support race and just basically plug all the teams into the cars, the Formula E cars, and run it off of that.
Love that. Love that.
So who knows what's going to happen there?
No.
But this is Monaco, so I'm sure there'll be some magic golden opportunity for them to somehow be completely immune to all of this. But
let's see. Imagine we'll just have to watch the Indy 500 because it's on the same day, which we should watch anyway.
Maybe this is all part of
F1's wackiest rumors, theories, and conspiracies. On this episode of the Fraud Files.
Oh my
the Indy
God.
500 have unionized the French national power grid.
What?
Right?
What?
To threaten the Monaco GP to push more people to watch the Indy 500.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
Oh my. Fraud Files. Everybody gasps. The entire Twitch chat is just gasp.
Which is, a massive conspiracy that we should push onto Twitter, right, and get going. Because, hey, Twitter conspiracies and rumors are doing really well right now, aren't they, Blake?
Excellent engagement. If we want to talk about, and I'm not even sure this one's worthy of Fraud Files. Is this legit or not? The Dark Lord himself and Taylor Swift. Is this a thing? Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift. Is this actually a thing? Like, it was a TikTok joke, and then it kind of gained steam. And honestly, I think this has more specific energy, or more total energy, rather. I think this has more total energy than the French strikes and Indy 500 paying them off. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we could put a little bit of heat behind the French strikes, but I think Alonso and Taylor Swift, is it a thing?
I mean, I don't know. They were asking drivers at the NASCAR race.
I saw them asking Bubba Wallace, and he's like, "Nope, what the heck?"
And then was it Fernando uploaded a TikTok of him just sitting there listening to a Taylor Swift song as well, and he was like, he knows what he's doing.
Like, all right, she's got to be at least a foot taller than he is, at least.
Oh, probably.
Because I'm 5'9". I say 5'10". I'm probably 5'9". I'm quite a bit taller than Alonso. When I've walked past him in the paddock, I'm kind of like, "You all right, mate? You all right, mate?" He's like, "See," but
she's 5'10".
She is,
apparently, yeah, according to the internet, she's 5'10".
No, she's got to be taller than that.
Well, listen, hey, the well-known reputable website j-14.com, right? It's telling me she's 5'10". Google says to me in freedom units that's 1.8 meters.
No, unfreedom units.
Is it? Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, no, I don't think. I think this is just something on TikTok that just went wildly out of control. Articles started getting written about it, and Alonso was like, "Yeah, I'm going to lean into this and just sort of fucking shithouse everyone with it."
Wow.
Does Taylor Swift even know who Alonso is? I don't know.
She has to now if she hasn't already.
Oh yeah, she does now, definitely.
It's for all those championships he's won in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But I say that jokingly. Maybe at some point, I don't know, Aston will something leads to another something. They keep it up. Dan Fallows leading the charge on that. Let's see. But
maybe
the fraud files go deeper and deeper and deeper.
We got some more fraudulent files now.
Hold on.
Stay cool, Felipe, baby. I'll get that lawsuit for you. Stay cool.
Beautiful intro. Yeah, Felipe Massa has now decided to move forward with his plans to evaluate whether there are legal grounds for him to challenge the outcome of the 2008 F1 World Championship. Right, on the surface of this, you could look at this and just think, fucking whatever, get over it. Like,
yep.
But reading into this, I don't blame him, and I'm almost sort of rooting for him.
But like, at the same time, like, imagine I mean, there's new information, but I don't know. People are like, oh, what a sad fuck. But like, never mind you and your, all of your world championships on Twitter. But I don't know, man. Like, if there was a chance, would you do it? If you had some expendable income, what's it gonna do? Is it, the only person that's gonna be super excited about is you, and maybe your friends and family.
Yeah. So maybe his 2008 championship will last longer than, what was it, the 12 seconds until Lewis crossed the line or whatever. But yeah, no, this has all come about because our everyone's favourite fucking troll, Bernie Ecclestone, previous F1 boss. I'm not sure where he was talking about this, but he was talking about Crashgate, right? Which, if you don't know, it was the Singapore Grand Prix in, was it 2008, wasn't it? Yeah. Where Nelson Piquet Jr., driving for Renault at the time, was told to crash from the lead of the race so they could like create a safety car to benefit teammate Fernando Alonso. Again, Alonso's involved. Fuck's sake.
He's the Dark Lord. I'm telling you, man. He's got some skeletons in his closet.
He does, yeah. And well, Fernando went on to win the race, right? Yeah. So then I think that ended up benefiting Hamilton over Massa, and so Hamilton won the championship in the end and not Massa or whatever. But back then there was a rule basically that the World Championship classification after the FIA awards ceremony at the end of the year, right, it's untouchable. Once that ceremony is done, you can't do anything about it. So Hamilton obviously got his trophy, yada yada, everything was fine. But then was it 2009 season, it came out that Crashgate was a thing, and
yeah, well,
it all came to light.
PK basically, once he got sacked by Renault, he ratted them out, and then everybody's like, yeah, whatever. And then they started digging into it and putting people, like they properly investigated it, and they had people on record. And I forgot who was one of the sporting directors or something. He was like, I can't answer that, and it's like, okay, that means yes. And eventually it came out, and they did confirm it was a thing. Flavia Flav, Flavio Briatore, and the boys, and the Dark Lord himself. Alonso says he didn't know about it. You got to say that, though, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, you have to say that.
You have to say that.
But it turns out apparently that they knew. I say they knew. Bernie Ecclestone and a couple of other people within the FIA knew about it in 2008. And, they should have cancelled the race in Singapore under those conditions. It means it never would have happened for the championship standings, and then Felipe Massa would have become world champion and not Lewis Hamilton. So that's Massa's issue, is the fact that they knew about it, but they didn't want to bring any controversy or
Formula One. Formula One never does controversy, though.
No, never, not at all, never.
Okay, so you're saying so you're saying he thinks, based on that he should have a right to that, and they should cancel that race, and that's the thing to do when a team has meddled with the result. They fixed the race effectively. So a team fixes a race, and they're suggesting that the solution is cancel that Grand Prix. And then Felipe Massa, 2008, stay cool, baby.
Yeah. I think Felipe's issue with this is the FIA knew about it, potentially, according to Bernie. And you got to remember, Bernie talks shit.
Yeah, he does.
This could all be complete bollocks, But I think Massa's issue is that Bernie knew about it and decided not to do anything about it at the time because it would bring the sport into disrepute, which seems to be a phrase we're saying quite a lot recently in his last few years. But there you go. So yeah, I don't fucking know. So
we've had somebody, the question proposed in the chat and Twitch, say if they overturn this race, then surely they can overturn 2021 in Hamilton's favor. But who knows? So let's put those. Let's do it side by side, right? So Singapore was a team fixing a race.
Yeah.
Everybody claims that the FIA fixed Abu Dhabi effectively, or their decision was incorrect, and that influenced the outcome of the race. Yep. Their decision did influence the outcome of the race, fine. But if the statute is annul the race, then you do the same thing in Abu Dhabi. Max still wins the championship if that is the thing.
On count back.
Yeah. Because he was leading going into that, or they were tied with, he had more wins going into that race. So if you cancel that, but I'm not that excited about that conversation, and that's just going to stir up a bunch of stuff. Like, I feel like we're almost ready to stop bringing it up every 5 minutes, but we did it.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Who cares? Embrace it. But if anyone out there generally believes the FIA would fix a race, I'm not gonna give you a definitive answer, right? Because you're entitled to your opinion, but I'll just offer these words of wisdom. After someone that's worked quite closely with the FIA for 6 years, they are not fucking capable of fixing a race. They can barely fucking get a race going, let alone fixing the result of one. And that's my personal opinion, right? So, if you still want to believe that, that's fine. That's on you. But I'm just offering those words of wisdom.
You know what? Cherish those words because, yeah. The name of the game for the last couple of years has been incompetence, not... Well, are incompetence and corruption, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but in this case, you're going to need a little bit more competence than that to be that corrupt.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a company that still was trying to use fax machines in like fucking 2017 or whenever it was. It was like, Jesus, come on, mate.
Is that how they communicated with Adrian or Dr. Marco?
Yeah.
It's like, can you send me the piece of electric scan paper and then I'll print that paper on my side onto paper?
Yeah,
Wow.
we were getting these. I remember someone in the office who deals with like the bills and things like that was questioning like why we've got this random ass fucking telephone line. And then someone from like CIO level or whatever had to come down and was just like, oh yeah, that's because Bernie still mandates that we need to have a fax machine. I was like, for fuck's sake, like
You've got a
use
landline.
fucking email, man. Come on.
The pinnacle of motorsport and technology, ladies and gentlemen, Bernie Ecclestone's fax machine. What the actual hell, dude?
Yep.
Speaking of lawsuits and everything else, what's our boy Mazepin up to, man?
Yeah, Nikita Mazepin has come out from under his rock and
he's not under a rock. He's busy spinning records, bro.
True, yes.
DJ Mazza, spin the records.
He's decided that in his frustration of not having his racing license back and all that because of obviously the political situation, he's decided to very calmly and sensibly sue the entire fucking government of Canada.
You know what, man? You guys are so polite. I'm going to sue your asses. But why?
Yeah.
Why specifically Canada? How does he can't compete, but why is he? What's up with that?
Well, I've tried to figure this out. The only thing I can think of is because Canada still have him on their active sanctions list. So they put him and his dad and someone else on their sanction list because obviously if you're mates with Putin or whatever, you're
apparently his dad is closely related to.
There's photos of them together and things like that.
Mates.
So yeah. Yes, so Canada put him on the sanctions list.
Real quick though,
yeah.
I've seen a picture of Lewis Hamilton and Vladimir Putin.
The Russian Grand Prix.
Yeah. Do we need to sanction him? Anybody that's been on the podium, but
who else was there?
But there is the rumor that wasn't actually him. It was a body double.
Oh, probably. So have I said? I think we might have spoken about.
You know what? We're going ADHD. We're going fully.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I'm embracing
Send it. Embrace it.
Putin's magic briefcase. Have we spoken about this before on the show?
Ooh, I feel like I've heard about it, but I'm not sure that we've talked about it. So why don't you?
Yeah, Putin's magic briefcase, right? So when he was in Sochi and he'd walk down the pit lane, obviously he's got his bodyguards.
Yeah.
And one of them's got the briefcase, which has got like the big red button on it, in case he has to casually launch nukes while he's watching the chaos at turn 1 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, Kvyat, don't do that. No.
Yeah,
to be fair, that was half Seb's fault. The second was Seb's fault. I stand by that.
Torpedo, God love him. But also in this briefcase was a magical set of electronics that would just like completely blank out all your phone signal, all the Wi-Fi signal, all the radio signal and shit like that. So when you knew when he was coming down the pit lane close to your garage because you'd lose all the signal for everything.
No.
Yeah, and I mean everything. Like you'd lose camera feeds and all sorts, and it was just like, oh. And it got so bad to the point of where I think this was back when Bernie was still running it. Like the teams had to go to Bernie and say, Bernie, you're quite chummy. You guys
are mates, right?
Can you ask him to like not turn up until like near the end of the race, please? Because we can't continuously have all these outages from his magic briefcase walking up and down the pit lane.
Okay. Oh, that's so fucking wild.
So yeah,
but anyway,
Putin's magic briefcase, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, and which brings us back to why Nikita Mazepin is suing Canada. That one's my fault.
Yeah, suing Canada because he's still on their active sanctions list. Now, I was a bit like, well, why doesn't he sue the EU? Well, he's not on the EU sanctions list anymore.
Right. So basically,
taken off of it.
So what I'm getting at is he's basically going against them because that's probably the only Grand Prix he can't go to because he's sanctioned in that country, and that's a barrier to him getting a seat again.
I believe that's what it stems down to. Yeah.
Well, it's like they've got the cash, whether or not you want him in the sport. Like, pretty sure they got the cash.
I knew his dad was well off, but I didn't realize he's like $5.4 billion well off. He's
stonks, man.
Yeah. What is that more than Stroll's? I don't know.
Well, he hasn't bought a team yet, so.
Well, I don't think he can now, can he? It's all locked away. But yeah, anyway, sorry. So Canada, I believe it's because he's the only left on their sanction list or something. I don't fucking know. I mean,
okay.
I don't think being on their sanction list is the reason you haven't got a seat, mate, to be fair. I think there's bigger issues at play than why you don't have a seat. And being on the sanctions list isn't one of them.
Oh, well, yeah.
Perhaps maybe you could sue them for some talent. I don't know.
Oh, scandalous.
Not that we're any better at F1 2022.
Oh my god! And if anybody missed that, Dan and I played a couple races of a career on F1 22. Basically, we rode off 3 front rings each, 2 chassis, and DNF'd 2 out of 3 races. Are we gonna do that again this week? What do you think?
I don't know. I like how we did such a disastrous attempt at running F1 2022 that your immediate thought was, hey, I'm going to go out and buy a year's subscription to iRacing because that's surely going to be much easier than F1 2022.
There's something about it, right? I bought it last night, and I played for about an hour, and I drove the MX-5 Cup car around Alton Park. Dude, I mean, so here's a little rewind. Back in the day, in 2006, 7, 8, and 9, I drove Spec MX-5 in the US. My dad's friend had a car. He let us run it because he got a bigger car. He had a custom Mustang built, and it was spectacular. And he's like, I've got this old MX-5. It's a really nice car. It's won a couple championships. Why don't you destroy this car? So I drove that for a couple seasons, and I got at least one regional pole position in a race, and I got a couple podiums, I think. Maybe I was outside of the podium often, but it was so fucking good, man. And playing that on iRacing gave me such a good feeling. Like, it was like, oh my god, this is great. I'm not sure I've got that feeling from the F1 game yet. No. And they're different. They're completely different games. And I'm not. You're comparing apples to oranges. But honestly, I think iRacing might have the hook.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just.
Okay. I think I've got an account on it.
It's just different, man. But it's fun.
That's our thing, then, is it?
We'll have to. Maybe we can get a series going.
The engine braking fraudulent MX-5 Cup series.
Yeah, sponsored by
Injury Lawyers for You.
Interesting. Right. So
yeah, sorry. Right. Mazepin sues Canada. GG's, whatever. Good luck to you. Breaking news.
Oh, today, like you wrote the episode, and then like we're going through. It's like, oh, did we get that? Did we get that? This is today. This is right now.
Yep. Franz Tost, AlphaTauri, team principal for 18 years, is leaving at the end of this year, end of the season.
Man, that's wacky. But so here's the thing: we had Mekis, right? There was the announcement that Mekis was going to go join AlphaTauri. Mekis is race director. Race director at Ferrari. And they're like, oh,
I understood it at first because the rumor first came out that Laurent Mekis was leaving Ferrari to go work at AlphaTauri. The rumor was that he was going to work alongside.
Exactly. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, nope.
The way they picked, it did sound like a sort of handover, didn't it?
Yeah.
So that was what I was going to pitch in this episode originally. It was like, oh, it sounds like It's going to be like a retirement deal.
But then it happened, man.
Yeah.
Done.
AlphaTauri heard. They must have seen my show notes and they thought, no, fuck you. No exclusive for you. We're
Yeah,
just gonna reveal it.
Shitters. But what about, so Tost, been there a long time, but Mekis used to work at Toro Rosso.
Correct, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, even further back than that. Because for Toro Rosso, it was
Minardi.
Yep.
So
So he worked there for Minardi.
I didn't realize he worked for Minardi because I remember seeing him in the paddock at Toro Rosso and then he left. And
Yeah, he went to the FIA, didn't he?
he worked in I think safety, something else in safety. So he was still at the track. He was involved in stuff. I think he's been in the industry a long time. So he's been dabbling bits and pieces, and he went to FIA for a bit, and then he went to Ferrari.
Yes, because the calling of the great big red prancing horse is a strong one. And
It's not that strong.
I thought,
I said
well,
no.
Was you offered a job there once? Was you?
Couldn't say.
Was you invited to interview? Let me say that.
Couldn't say.
Okay. That's a yes.
I declined.
Okay.
I didn't
I'd
want
have
to.
done it.
I didn't. I know. I don't. I know we talk a lot of shit on this podcast, but honestly, working for Ferrari would be amazing. Even though it's probably super, super political, as we can tell from everything going on. But I just didn't want to move country. And at that point, I was already falling out of love with being a trackside engineer. And I was like, I don't want to do it again. Because if you go to another team, you're not going to Ferrari for a year. You're going to Ferrari for 3 years minimum, especially if you're a trackside personnel. And I don't even remember if it was a trackside or if it was after I left the track. But I was just like, I'm not interested in 3 more years. Like when I was ending my Force India days, I was like, I think I might be over this. Then Red Bull was like, hey, I was like, oh hell yeah. And I got a little bit of mojo back, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with the track.
Yes, the irony of an American living in the UK moaning that he didn't want to move country is not lost on me, but I understand.
I had done it once. And that was enough for me. My next move.
We had a guy that moved into Red Bull, into my team, was the most northern guy you could possibly ever think of, right? Like, he drank Bovril for as like an afternoon snack sort of thing. And he did 2 or 3 years in Faenza working for Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
And it did, the culture change of this big northern bloke living in Faenza for 2 years. Oh yeah, fun times. Anyway, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, AlphaTauri, swapping it about.
Yeah, but yeah, and also I picked up this a little bit. AlphaTauri's got a new CEO, Peter Bayer. He was FIA Secretary General and for sport and later Executive Director until 2022. It's not clear what he's been up to in the last year, but he will be taking over AlphaTauri as CEO. And I looked him up and I could find very little on him. So he's obviously avoided the news articles quite well.
He's been enjoying the gardening leave for a year.
Sign me up on a garden, man. But
there you go.
What else we got? So we've had team principal silly season earlier. We've got a new team principal coming. The Mercedes have done a very interesting swap.
Can't remember if we spoke about this last episode or not.
No, I don't
assumed we hadn't.
If we did, I've forgotten about it already. But
yeah, fuck it. We'll talk about it again if we have.
The Lord and Savior James Allison is coming back to focus on the Formula One duties. He's been away on technical projects, doing boats and everything else. And he's basically, Mike Elliott's been the technical director effectively, and they're swapping. I'm not sure if that's the exact position title, but the chief technical dude looking after the race car, make it go zoom. Allison has been doing other projects and maybe a bit of consulting, but not primarily on F1. And then Mike Elliott's been doing primarily F1, and they're like, right, we're going to swap you guys.
Yeah, but it's not like a negative thing. But they both seem quite happy with this sort of, or at least they're putting on a good front that they're happy to be doing this swap.
But are you going to be like, yeah, I'll do it, but Autosport, by the way, I'm not happy about this. You know who I reckon's more pissed off?
Who?
James Allison.
You think?
I reckon. I mean, and this is full disclaimer. This is full speculation. I reckon Allison was like, right, He's been at the top of Formula One for a very long time and done a fucking bang up job, as well as gone through all sorts of other stuff in his personal life, while being, traveling to all the races and everything else. He goes back to Mercedes. He keeps them taking over. He goes away, and then they're like, Toto's like, by the way, mate, yeah, we're gonna want you back, full time on F1. He's like, I just got here, man. This was my way out. I've already ticked all the boxes. I'm like, well, can we pay you a little bit more money to come back and do this again? He's like, I guess so. Speculation. That's how I read that.
I want to think, in my reality, he's walked back into the garage at, fuck it, where are they based again? Why have I forgotten where Mercedes are based? Brackley. I was going to say Brixworth. Who's at Brixworth?
HPP.
That's it. I was getting too mixed up. He's walked back into the garage in Brackley with a spanner in his hand, and he's like giving himself that Thanos line of "Fine, I'll do it myself" sort of thing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I reckon.
So, yeah.
I reckon he was probably enjoying doing something else.
Yeah, I reckon he's sort of seen the success recently again of Adrian Newey, and he's thought, fuck Adrian, I'm coming back, baby.
It's me,
James Allison versus Adrian Newey. This is the fuck all these content creator boxing matches. This is what we want to see. James Allison versus Adrian Newey.
Right. And if you're in the Twitch stream right now where we're recording this live, if anybody can run a poll, whose theory do you like better? The Thanos theory or the I can't believe you motherfuckers called me back to go do all this stuff again? This is like, was that like a Liam Neeson story? He's like a retired assassin.
You think he got on the phone to Toto and was like, I've got a very specific set of skills, Toto. I've got no money. I don't know what you want.
That one,
but what I can do is build another W11.
Oh my god, absolute scenes. But for reasons that we'll get back to shortly, all the teams get more engine components now out of apparently nowhere, but not nowhere.
Yeah. They're all absolutely sitting there in the car parks giving it, now that they have been officially given their fourth component, when I'm pretty sure every single team had already put it in their run plans they were going to run for anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah, so good for them. So basically what's happened is, and I think this might be related to what we're going to talk about in a bit, the sprint changes, but the PU elements have been increased by 1, right?
Okay.
So before you could only use 3 internal combustion engines, 3 turbos, 3 MGUHs and 3 MGUKs throughout the season. Well, they've now upped that to 4. If you went over 3 previously, you got yourself a penalty, whatever. But I'm almost certain, right, at least from my experience and what I've dealt with in the past, no team plans to ever stick to this 3, the amount of 3. None of them could do it, and they all said, this is bollocks, we'll just plan when we're going to take our penalty.
Wait, so you're saying that they're deliberately breaking the rules, Dan, and taking a penalty? How dare you? How dare you? Oh, wait. That's what happens when you read the fucking rules.
Listen, I will fucking say what I want to say.
What?
Right?
All right.
All right, Gov.
You want some? Oh,
blimey.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway.
I agree with you.
3 to 4.
Teams are never saying, oh, yeah, we're not going to go over that. Like, for example, and the thing that sucks about, we've talked about this at length, the power unit penalties disproportionately hurt slower teams.
Yeah.
So, but like trying to correct, let's not try and correct that. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But we're going to get back to why they've decided to do that. So the FIA have obviously had to do a little give and a little, while the teams do a little give. So what about this? We haven't planned to talk about this, but somebody mentioned it before I went live, is F1 Academy. So the new series for women drivers, it's a Formula 4. It's going to be run alongside at some events and then standalone events or other support races elsewhere. They're gassing it up super huge style. And then they dropped something, or didn't drop something on us earlier this week. It looks like, and it's not confirmed, And if it would completely, let's put it this way, we didn't know the details of the sprint format for this weekend until yesterday, effectively, or the day before, right? But
Classic.
we don't know if F1 Academy are going to be broadcast at all.
Yeah.
And what's the
It's
purpose of F1 Academy?
To hype up women in motorsport. You know, it's like a.
It's supposed to be a feeder series. It's a feeder series, and it's a stepping stone into F3 and F2.
Yeah, and I always sort of catch a bit of heat for this, but I say it's the replacement for W Series, but apparently that's not correct. But
like it is, because W Series, despite it's they don't have any drivers, they don't have any rights, they have rights, but they don't have anything else. So it's like, right, you don't have any drivers or anything else. It's fucked. I reckon they've shot themselves in the foot with that. They put it behind the same paywall that Sky and everything else. So it's like, great, you've got a relatively, and it's not a dig, it's a relatively obscure series. You know, if you don't know about it, you're not looking for it.
Correct.
You know, it's like the whole point of this is to put a spotlight on the young women coming up and driving and give them a platform in the competition. Open wheel series with prestige, but it's like the TV rights and everything else just buried it under a paywall so nobody could ever fucking watch it.
Yeah, and they're going to be a support race for F1 next year.
Yeah.
So my theory is that this year was so I don't think they wanted to bring this in this year. I think their hand was forced with the collapse of W Series, and so they've had to bring it in a year early. So
maybe it's it's one of those things
I think
like
has fucked everything up because they're not on any supports. I think they're doing COTA, the US Grand Prix. I think they are running at the same track. But for like the first couple of races, I mean, it's on this weekend. It's the Baku weekend, but they're racing over in Red Bull Ring in Austria.
Yeah. I think you might be onto something with like a little bit too little too late and, being forced, because you can't just magic up a racing series. But I guarantee you, I think the thing that a lot of people are bummed out about is if something fucked up and happened with the F1 schedule, they would figure it out.
Yeah. You think just because it's the academy or whatever, it's just like, fuck it, whatever,
Or there's not the money, because like this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. Fine. Putting together a broadcast, who knows? But like, what can they do? And one of the things I put out on Twitter is, why don't they make that series, like put a broadcast up somehow without commentary and find a handful of creators that want to stream it and commentate it on their own? Like you'd have to be careful, and you'd have to have a partnership with the series, obviously, to protect certain things and make sure that you're presenting it in the right way. But I guarantee you could find several content creators who would love to help put eyes on that sport.
Many a good content creator out there that focuses on female representation. We've had one of them on this show, Tony.
I would love.
With respect to Tony, could she commentate a race? Maybe not, but she could walk around and interview people or something. She's got that.
I think she could do it all. She could do it all. But even then, like, you're not even trying to put people on the ground. You're like, right, cameras, fine, and then us talk about it. Like you don't even have to be. I don't know.
If my local karting track can stream their races live, I don't fucking see why an FIA sanctioned event can't.
Yeah, I get it.
And that was my take on it. But I think this lack of visibility and all that is because it has come a year earlier than what they thought it would have been.
Right.
So I don't think anything's in place. When it's a support series next year for F1, I can 100% see it going on F1 TV. Because it's already there, all the cameras are there. It makes sense that would work.
Yeah,
I just think this season they fucked it up.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things. Like if you put it that way, it's better that it exists and they don't have the infrastructure to support it than not having a series for an entire year. Fine, but the other thing, and somebody in the stream as well has said it, is what if there's people that are actually making it more difficult because they want exclusivity to the series, for example, Sky or something, and it's like, I'm not saying that's the case, but that seemed like something that happened with W Series. It's like, what did they do? So one of the guys on Twitter was even saying his daughter wanted some merch. They didn't have any merch. They had nothing. So it's like they made some. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And if you're listening, that is super fucking cool. Big toot
Who
too.
sells a toot?
I won't name drop them.
No, but have we got no deals with Sky? Have we?
No.
Nothing coming up.
No, but it's just
Good.
like it's like.
All right, so fuck them. I can say fuck Sky then. Cool, right?
Don't
Sky,
do that.
go fuck yourselves.
Oh my God! Right. Well, anyway, since we've done that, why don't we have a little word with our sponsors real quick? You ready for that one?
Hello, it's me again. Just to tell you that we are continuing our deal with NordVPN to give you an exclusive offer. You can get it by going to nordvpn.com/engine to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan and 4 additional months for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. They have a super simple app that you can use on your phone, your tablet, your PC, and it's something that I've used myself for years, and I've been completely happy with it the entire time. And it's just in time to get around that potential geographical restrictions for F1 TV. Obviously, I can't say you should do that because that's probably illegal, but you know. So yeah, go to nordvpn.com/engine so me and Blake can feed our families. Thank you.
Dude, I don't have a
Boom.
family.
Seamless
I've got cats to them.
advertisement.
I got cats.
That was
to
a
them.
completely seamless advertisement. I
Love
don't know
that.
what the fuck you lot are talking about.
Dude, thank you, Nord. Again, you guys have been awesome. But
Big up.
why don't we take a stroll back through memory lane in Baku?
Take a stroll down.
And here's
memory
something
lane.
that caught you out, and it caught me out as well. I was like, oh, Baku's only been a Grand Prix since 2017. I was like, that was my last year, and I'm pretty sure I've been to Baku twice. In 2016, it was the European Grand Prix.
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
And I forgot about all the drama it caused.
Oh, I was like,
it's not in Europe.
I can't find it. I was like, I can't find, like, I know there was a 2016 Grand Prix, and I knew that was the year that Red Bull had the most horrific degradation I've ever seen in my life. Ferrari, 2022, 2023, you ain't got shit on Red Bull Baku 16. Oh my sweet Jesus. But yeah, so what else we got? Talk to me about Baku or the European Grand Prix for 1 year.
The 2016 European Grand Prix. Only Ferrari and Mercedes have been on pole at Baku.
That's my fact. I didn't realize that. I was like, surely we've had a Red Bull pole here before. No Red Bull pole position in Baku yet. Max was on a close one. Wasn't Daniel was on a burn at one point in turn left-hander 14, 15 down the hill, wall into the Bazas. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, man.
No repeat winners.
Ooh. In how many was it? We missed a year from COVID, but that's six seasons. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, dude.
Oh, here's a fun game we can play.
Okay.
Who's won at the Baku Grand Prix?
I've looked this up.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
You fucking cheap.
So Bottas, Hamilton, Rosberg, Leclerc.
No.
Leclerc's not one.
Nope.
Sainz is one then.
Nope.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Wait, no,
hang on.
No,
maybe
they have.
Maybe he won the 2016 because of the way this works for Wikipedia. Where are we? 2016. No, 2016 was won by Nico Rosberg.
Okay.
So 2016,
Brittany.
Rosberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2017, Danny Rick.
Oh shit! Yeah, he got one. Yeah, Danny.
Yeah. 2018.
It was Lewis or Bottas.
We don't talk about 2018. It never happened.
Well, because neither the Red Bulls won, and we'll talk about why.
Yeah. Hamilton won 2018.
Okay.
2019.
It was Bottas.
Valtteri. Yep.
Bottas.
2020 COVID, so we didn't have
Yeah.
it. 2021.
Leclerc.
No, you should know who won 2021.
Oh, Checo.
Yep. Thank
Yeah,
you. And
sorry.
then last year, obviously,
Maximum.
there you go. So yeah.
Why did I think that Leclerc had? Oh, because Leclerc's got Ferrari. Leclerc has a couple poles there, and he's also got the one where he bent it in qualifying. I am stupid.
Yes.
That sucks,
yes,
man.
Infamous "I am stupid" message. Yes.
You know, he's probably one of the most likable drivers on the grid, I think.
Yeah.
I like
he's, also released. Have you seen this? He's released a song on Spotify.
I didn't listen to it yet. Everybody was
I've not
gassing it
listened
up.
to it. No.
And it's one of those
I think
things.
It's like him on piano or something. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently it's really good, but I'll have to check it out.
Well, there you go.
Let's talk about some of the more painful memories though, because we said we wouldn't want to talk about them. Tell me about. Were you in the ops room in 2018? I was watching it from home.
Was I? No. Was I in the ops room in 2018? Yeah, no, I think I was. Yeah, because okay, yeah. So 2018, the infamous Red Bull double DNF.
So you heard the debrief.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was laughing my ass off the entire time, mate, because I didn't have a microphone. I was on mute. I was sitting back in Milton Keynes. Nobody could listen to me.
Imagine somebody's like, "Hey, Dan, Dan, mate, your microphone's on. Can you mute up, please? Adrian's talking."
Oh,
you
this
fucking
is
what?
spicy.
Oh,
wait
boy.
until 5 years' time when I talk about this on the podcast. Dearie me.
Oh, dude. So I'm not gonna spill any tea on it, but
No,
I have it on good authority from a few people that were in the room. It was some boys got their asses chewed out for
oh yeah.
I've been chewed out before. Also, what else happened in 2018? What else that's famous 2018?
What, at the Baku?
Ericsson hit us, I think.
Oh, was this the mysterious Grosjean crashing all by himself? Yeah. I forgot about that.
Bless him. Bless him. We had 2021. 2021 was brake magic on the restart.
Yes, when Lewis flew off the track.
Yeah, he had the brake warming map in.
Yeah, he touched the wrong button on the wheel. Yep.
Bono, my tires are flat. And what else happened?
Well, see, I'm not sure how public knowledge this is, but because I love you and everyone that listens, I like to drop in.
Don't tell anybody you heard this on the podcast. Chat.
A little bit behind the scenes thing now and again.
Just do it quietly.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. But Perez barely made it to the end of that race because he was sitting on the grid. We had the blowout, didn't we? Then it was the red flag.
Yeah.
Everyone was sitting down, and then everyone was sitting down. You know what I mean? Everyone was stopped. And then the data was coming through for Checo's car, and it was like, this thing's got like no hydraulic pressure left. I'm not sure if this thing's going to even fucking make it off the start line, let alone to the end of the race. What was it, like 3 or 4 laps?
I don't remember that at all.
It wasn't many laps to the end. And the entire time, it was just like, this fucking car's just about to give up at any moment now. But no, Perez did it.
Go on, lad.
I think it was the Gearbox pretty much gave up as he sort of rolled it into the pit lane. So
imagine that.
That was close.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like when you've got, let's say during a race, you've got a hydraulics leak or something, an air pressure leak like Norris had in Jeddah, you're not going to retire the car. Like arguably they should have retired Lando in that. That was silly. But like, let's say it's, 5 laps to go and you're like, oh, we've got a hydraulics leak. Oh yeah, let's just protect it and pull it in. Now, if you're running way out of the points in like 15th, you're like, oh yeah, actually FIA, yeah, we've got something with our car. Yep. Yep. You can tell by this keyboard, that's a keyboard. We've got something wrong with our car. So we're going to stop and save some mileage on the injured. But yeah, when you're in the points, you're going to fucking everything or nothing, baby. Everything or nothing.
Yeah. Well, Baku 2021, it was pretty clear that it was close between Mercedes and Red Bull. So it was like, fuck it. We need to try and get Checo's car to the end. Good luck.
Yep.
And, sadly, didn't get the constructors, but there you go.
So be it. 2020. So we missed 2020. 2021 was the blowout and Perez and brake magic. 2022 Ferrari double DNF. I don't remember who won last year. Checo won? No, Max won. Max was last year.
2022, yeah. Because
sorry. I'm processing.
This was in our early days. Me and you.
Yeah.
Of our content creation journey, because we went and did backseat driver for Veloci, didn't we?
Yes.
For this.
Yes, back in the day. This was before the podcast started.
Yeah.
Was that the first time we actually chat properly in person?
I think so, yeah. I think that may have been the first time we probably had a chat, didn't we?
So, I mean, we're basically coming on full year of our relationship here.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It's like 1 year anniversary. I didn't even realize.
I'll buy you. Let me buy you a cider sometime. I'll get you a cider.
Ugh. Yeah, all right, I'll take that.
Did we do the Reddit talk with F1 subreddit before the backseat driver?
Yeah, but we weren't together for that. Backseat driver, you went together.
We shared a coffee in the Velace lounge. But yeah, actually, our
and
first collab was with the Jeppe Anil and the F1 subreddit. Also fucking dope.
Yeah, but Baku, you got to sit out on that cafe on that high street and admire all the
lovely.
dogs.
Yeah, dogs per hour, 12.
Yeah.
Right.
What a lovely moment.
Here's my question for you and for everybody else.
Right, hit me with it.
Is Baku the best street circuit on the calendar? Is it? Is Baku the best street circuit on the current Formula One calendar?
I'm going to answer your question.
With another question?
No, by belching. I just had to mute that. Sorry. I'm going to answer your question with another question. Is it only regarded as the best circuit because of the amount of chaos that happens? In terms of racing, I don't think the racing there is that good. I think it's just because something always fucking blows up. And people are like, oh, cool, something's blown up. That'll change the order up a bit.
I'm a simple man. I see chaos. I'm happy.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. But from a pure racing vibe,
I don't know. I think it's been all right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm with you. I'm with you, and I'm not sure. I haven't gone through the emotional stress of separating it and then voicing my opinion on Twitter for validation. I haven't done that part yet, but I might do that soon.
It works for me.
But like, here's one. Let's put it in perspective.
Okay.
Albert Park, Australia. Never mind that it's kind of a street circuit. It's not. It isn't. Whatever. I'm not comparing that, and I don't think it's better. But that race was like, oh wow, what a crazy race this year. It's a fucking terrible race. There was the only thing that was exciting was chaos. It was a no stop hard tire sprint race with red flags either side of it. That's it.
So if we are going to put Albert Park in this conversation, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not. But yeah,
so you're not going to class Albert Park as a street circuit. This is very important because it's the answer to this. Is my next question.
I'm not sure.
Right. So I'm going to continue with my second question anyway. Are we classing Canada as a street circuit?
Well, it's in the same vein as Albert Park.
Because I would put Canada above Baku. I just like Canada. I like the people.
I like what's that?
I like the fact they're pissed off Nikita Mazepin. I love that for them.
Honestly, like anybody listening, if you're in North America or you get a chance to go to a Grand Prix and you get to choose where you go, sometimes the weather's dog shit, but Montreal is a badass city. Don't forget to tip them at restaurants because they will literally tell you that you can't leave until you tip them. Because they're like America where they don't pay wait staff a proper wage and they let the patrons pay their wait staff. The companies don't pay them, which is fucked. Yeah, Montreal is better. Okay, so
it's a complete vibe, and in the city and all that, they shut it all down, and it's just it's a vibe. Montreal is a vibe.
If I could pick a Grand Prix to go to and I got to go hang out, I would go back to Austin or I'd go to Montreal. Not just because they're primarily English speaking, because it's also in French Canada. But the food, the people, the circuit, the city, great time. Highly recommended. And if anybody's listening to this and they would like me to come out and show them around Montreal, I can take you to all the eating and drinking places. Dan will come too. He's cheap.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you're going to invite Blake, you have to fucking invite me.
All right.
That's the rule.
Deal. Any takers? Twitter? Let's go.
Yeah. But also, did you ever go to Baku?
Yes, twice.
So in terms of viewing the race, there's not really many good places to view the race, right? It's a street circuit. You're not going to see much. But Baku as a place, I was really impressed with it.
It was cool.
It's
clean, it's super cool.
Nice. It's cheap. There's culture. There's history.
Yeah. Like so, in the evening, you'd go out in the city, and the thing that me and Simon would always joke about is like the guys they're really familiar, like the arms around each other's shoulder when you're walking through the street, going to have a nice restaurant. The food was awesome. The people were super nice. But I think it's one of those, and this is not disrespectful, but I think it was one of those places where as soon as you go off the beaten path, it's not as nice as that. And I think they do try to do a good job because they've had some issues in the past that I think have been discussed. But
there are some places like that, aren't there?
It was not a great place to watch the race because it's a street circuit. It's basically cement walls and barriers. One thing I like is whenever you go to Baku, there's always stray cats everywhere. Like inside the paddock, and it's like, oh, there'd be cats. I'd sat in a park one night and a cat just runs up and sits in my lap and starts purring. I was like, we'd finished dinner, we were walking around, there was a nice view, and a cat just runs up and sits in my lap. I was like, hello. But he didn't speak English, so we couldn't really communicate.
Oh, that was the problem, was it? Okay.
Yeah, Baku's a good one though. But so to conclude,
we're well off tangents this evening.
I'm talking about cats, and Sterling got jealous. He just walked in the room.
What's he trashing? I can hear him trashing something in the background.
No, that's Sarah. She just walked in. She's making a load of racket.
Hey, Sarah.
Dan says hi. Toot toot. Can we get a toot toot, Sarah? Just say toot toot. She said no. I think if we include Canada in that list, Baku doesn't take the cake, but Baku's a good one.
Yeah.
I might rate it. I don't know. It's a good one.
Okay, right. I'm gonna again. It's a very simple question you've asked me, but I've turned it into a real fucking political debate and cultural debate and everything. So let me make it easy for myself. A race that I will enjoy watching, regardless of whether it's entertaining or for the pure racing or whatever. Baku is up there.
Yeah, Vibe-tacular.
Vibe-tacular.
Okay.
So we'll just end it at that.
Cool. Rock and roll. Done. Right.
There you go. Done.
All right. Well, let's talk, since we've talked it to death.
Yeah.
Let's go through some numbers real quick.
Let's go through some numbers.
It's a really, let's talk about the track because it's a really interesting track. It's basically something like this. Sector 1 and Sector 2 are what? Second, third gear corners, low speed.
This is your department.
Yeah,
you ran this on the sim, not me.
I feel like the first part of the circuit, second and third gear corners everywhere. And then Sector 3 is the second longest, or it's the longest main straight, isn't it? There's kinks in it, but you're flat out for 2.2 kilometers effectively.
Yeah, I mean, on the track map, it's put it as a corner, but
you keep it lit, mate.
Yeah.
So, Bottas, I Google this and I keep finding different results. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm fairly certain Bottas holds the highest top speed in a Formula 1 car during a race from 2016 in the Willies at 378 kilometers an hour, 378 kilometers an hour at 235. There's also a super fast one in Mexico in the last couple of years. Okay. Well, maybe that was in practice, actually.
I'm not going to correct you.
No, but we're going to clarify.
I don't do that. I will clarify. So
why don't you passive aggressively quote tweet me on Twitter? Passive aggressively quote tweet me on Twitter. That's how you make friends.
Yes. Listen to this fucking idiot who thinks that Bottas has the record for the highest top speed in a race.
Yeah, this fucking fraud.
It's not. It's the highest top speed at an F1 event because this was in practice.
Yep.
Apparently he got it. Fucking wild that he got 235 miles an hour in practice, but hey, go for it. And in a Williams of all things, back when Williams used to be quick.
It was a slippy car as well that year.
True. So his Mexico one is the record for a race in the actual race. This one is
in a session
throughout a weekend. Yeah, session.
Okay.
But the top speed ever officially recognized by the FIA in a car is 299 miles per hour, and that was on a modified BAR Honda that ran
Project Bonneville 400.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was 400. It was basically they did one out. It was Project 400, and the goal was to reach 400 kilometers an hour. On the outward leg, they did reach just over 400 kilometers an hour. But on Bonneville, you have to record it's the average speed of both passes out and back. And they did not. The average was sub 400. I think it's 398. I definitely didn't do a TikTok on this at all, so I can't remember it. But here's a funny story.
Who was driving that?
I do not recall. The name escapes me. But
was it not? I have a feeling this Bert. Was it not Bert Maylander, our safety car driver?
Not sure. But I didn't realize this, but one of my old colleagues who worked at Red Bull, he designed the control systems for that car. So I'm going to reach out to him to do a video about it in more detail because he's retired now. So It's a long time ago. So, but anyway, back.
It's the medical. Sorry, it's the medical car driver, Alan van der Meer.
Okay, so Bert Mylander is the
I
safety
was
car
close.
driver,
Yeah.
who also apparently randomly helped Herman Tilke design the Baku circuit.
Yes, I read about this and I was like, what?
I saw that you put that note. He's like, right, mate. I've been out in my Fiesta going around the city of Baku, and this is the turn you need. Turn 9 right here, baby. All right, Herman. And he's like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I knew Herman Tilke like obviously designs a lot of the tracks that we've got recently, and
his son as well now.
Company, yes, and his son as well. But for this one as well, like I read about it. Apparently, like you say, our safety car driver Bert Mayland randomly helped him with this. So, I'm fucking from what capacity I don't know. Not doubting his ability. I just he went out in a fucking Lada and he was just like doing laps around Baku. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember? Did you see? I can't remember what fucking track it was now, but when we had the Aston Martin DBX, you know, they're like SUV thing, medical car. Do they still use that? I think they do, don't they?
Who knows, man?
I can't remember what track it was, but he got it up on fucking 2 wheels going around one of the fucking bends in it, and I was like, Jesus
I do remember that.
Yeah, he's very good at testing the limits of the safety vehicles.
Nice. That is good. That is good shit. Well, we've kind of beat around the bush the entire podcast about
That's
this.
Not like us.
No, definitely. And this is not because ADHD. This is a scheduled bit of programming here. We've got a new sprint race format, which was just confirmed the other day, and it's happening. The teams have all agreed, and it's gone through the processes, and they've rubber stamped it. It's happening this weekend. Tell me what it is, and what are you thinking about it? I've got some pretty.
You just asked me as I was yawning.
I've got some pretty strong feelings about this, but
okay,
I'll let you set the bet.
Let me get myself ready. The sprint race format, right? The sprint race that we all know and love is changing. So now Friday we'll have our FP1 session like normal, right?
Yep.
Then we're going to have a qualifying session, which is going to set the grid for Sunday's race.
Right.
Then Saturday we're going to have a qualifying session.
The sprint shootout.
Yeah.
Sprint shootout.
I think that's another marketing special, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which will set the grid for the sprint race that's going to happen on Saturday.
Yep.
Now, the sprint shootout.
It's not a shootout. It's just a short sprint. That's a short qualifying session, isn't it?
Shootout is like a 1 lap.
Yeah,
shootout,
exactly.
That's
like
how I think.
Or a shootout. It's like a head-to-head like they do in Formula E or something. That's a shootout. This is not a shootout. This is misinformation, and I'm going to get it fact-checked. It's a lie.
So Nikita Mazepin is going to sue Canada. We're going to sue FOM.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah. How much do you reckon we're getting from this lawsuit, by the way?
Probably a cease and desist. I think that's the only thing we're going to get.
Yeah. They're going to review bomb our podcast as well. Jesus.
Yeah. That's it. We're done for.
Get up to 2.8, lads.
I think we're on 4.8. Big yourselves up, everyone. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, we haven't been cancelled yet.
And if you've not left us a review, then fucking don't bother. I don't care if you do or you don't.
5 stars.
You do
5 stars or nothing, right? Dan, stop talking. 5 stars or nothing. If you haven't left a review on Spotify or Apple Music, it actually would be really appreciated. So if you're enjoying the podcast, do it. And if you see our stuff on Instagram or Twitter and you enjoy it, and you think your friends might enjoy it, you can always hit that retweet button or share it or send it to your nan. Or if you're at the butcher, show your butcher as well.
Butcher.
Yeah, but
if you listen to us and enjoy us, seek professional mental help.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that as well.
Because that's what we've done.
Yeah, exactly. I need it. So we've got.
Sorry. Yeah. So sprint shootout.
Yeah.
Here's how it works, right? It's going to be shorter than traditional qualifying, right? Okay. SQ1. All I can think of is this Audi model names now. They've done this. SQ1 is going to set to run for 12 minutes, and you mandatory have to have medium tires on. Medium. Right. SQ2 is going to be 10 minutes, so 2 minutes shorter. and again, mandatory medium tires for that one.
Medium.
Medium. Sorry. SQ3, 8 minutes, and that's going to be mandatory soft tires for that.
Okay, let's just do a quick think. Can you do two single timed lap runs in SQ3? It'll depend on the circuit because Baku's
there's no way.
145 or something, isn't it?
An out lap is about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Out lap 1 minute 40, let's say, and another 2 minutes. So no.
This could actually
SQ3 will be a one and done.
Yeah, SQ3 will be finding the right time in the track, and it's not always the latest, and there's traffic and everything else, but there's only 10 cars. We're going to see some shenanigans. So is it medium soft or medium soft for the sessions?
Medium soft.
Okay.
But we spoke about this before because they were thinking about bringing this in. And
hard medium soft.
Yes. Yeah.
For normal qualifying as a trial.
I think they should have done hard medium soft myself.
They went safe, Dan. They went safe on it. Yeah, I'm not sure why they called it a shootout, but in summary, you go Friday, you practice, then you qualify for the race. Saturday, you qualify for the sprint, then you sprint, and then Sunday you do the normal race. I think this is a massive improvement over the previous format.
I still, again, I appreciate everyone's got their own takes on this, and
if you don't agree with Dan, you're wrong.
Yeah, fuck you. If you enjoy sprint races, then more power to you. But me personally, I fucking hate sprint races.
Yeah.
I hate the whole idea of it. Give me back my precious FP3 in qualifying that I know Blake fucking hates.
Yeah, but
FP3 is the most important session of the weekend. Don't listen to anything Blake says.
God damn it, dude. FP3 is the most useless session ever. But let's put it this way. We've got sprint races, like it or not. The FOM FIA want it. We've got it. The teams have said, okay, we can do it this way. We lose. Here's why I think this new format's better. Before,
I agree, but just caveat, I agree.
That you don't like it.
I don't like any of them, but out of the two, I prefer this format.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Please continue.
But right, so before you'd go free practice 1, qualify, free practice 2, and the car's in park for a minute, you can't change it. So it's just like you might do a high fuel run on, check some tires, and then you go into the sprint. Then the sprint sets the order for the race. The fact that the sprint sets the order for the race before sucks, because you basically, if you have anything out of order, you just unshuffle the grid and you're back in pace order at the end of the sprint. And it's like, great, now the race is even more predictable. Losing FP2 does one more thing that's good for us. Teams will have to be very careful on what they can do with their run plan. Free practice 1 will probably look something like medium low fuel, soft low fuel run, and then a high fuel run on a different tire. I'm not sure how the tire allocation works with the new thing, and I'm thinking they can do that. But you're gonna be very short, abbreviated runs, and it's gonna be no dicking around. Get the car the least worst as soon as possible. Be very reliant on how well your models and your sim can help you prepare for the track, and you don't get practice. Now, people have said it's unsafe to only have one free practice session, and I would like to politely remind everybody that we still race in the rain. We qualify in the rain. Putting a wet track is putting a driver on a track in a car that they've never driven before. The conditions are changing every lap. They're changing corner to corner. They manage. They're supposed to be the best of the best. We're not sure if they're the best of the best. We should probably start one of those arguments about if IndyCar, Formula E, or NASCAR drivers are better, just for interaction and engagement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just to fuck with the algorithm.
Yeah. Formula 1 drivers are mid. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like, seriously, though, like, I don't think it's unsafe. I think it's it will accentuate a skill gap, and drivers can learn and adapt more quickly. But I do not think it's unsafe. I think we will see a skill gap. So, Max is just going to destroy everybody. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah. Any predictions? Yeah, destroyed. Yeah. So,
but hey, listen. So look, we're gonna change all the format of the weekend to make it exciting. But hey, guess what else we could do to make it even more exciting, Blake?
You could change the track in another way, I guess.
How could you?
You could put some brand new tarmac with that nice bitumen layer that is basically brand new and turn it into a skating rink that we've done in Coda in 2013 and Turkey in 2020. Something like that.
Fucking sounds like a sound idea. Let's do it. Oh,
Mate.
wait, they have.
Wait. Do you know how much they've resurfaced?
A significant amount from what I've seen in images.
Ooh.
I don't think they have to worry about rain.
No. Somebody was saying it could be on the forecast, but who knows?
Have we ever had a wet race at Baku? We probably haven't. I don't know. But a resurfaced track is going to basically cause fun and games for people that's still working in the procession like you.
But like that's going to be a little bit of a thing because like no matter how good your preparation is, you don't really like. I guarantee you, teams knowing that the track has been resurfaced, they will be doing some low grip running in the simulator to anticipate, historically what they've seen on low tracks and how much the tracks improve as they weather. But apparently Baku's got rain forecast for Monday, so hopefully that doesn't shift into Sunday. But it's not like it matters because it's gonna be slicker than shit on a hot shovel anyway. I've been in Texas for a bit. You're welcome.
I was just about to say, that sounds like someone that's been in Texas for a week.
This hat that I got from Terry Black's in Dallas, not in Austin. I didn't drive down to Austin for barbecue. It still smells like barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good.
What's this thing where if you really want to upset someone, you have to say it's not real barbecue or something? What's that about?
Apparently, I think there's a Texas style, and I think it's Kansas City style or Memphis style. There's a couple different schools of barbecue, and I don't know about all of them. All I know is I like that Texas style.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Beef rib, brisket, pork ribs, turkeys.
Did you get to big up any local butchers while you were out there?
No. Just Terry Black's. We didn't cook very much because
international butcher relations are an all-time low.
You know what?
You.
All right. Just a quick interruption before we get to the last bit. We need to get somebody to get Dan and I out to a race to do some content for them. We'd love to. We're not a liability. We'll have a great time. And
I mean, if I make content, I will. But I just want to free.
Don't tell him that. Never mind. Dan said everything's fine. You didn't hear that. We can edit that out in post, right?
Sure.
Okay, cool. But that's got to happen this year. Imagine Terry Black's episode, me and the big man, knocking out some beef ribs.
You don't want to go to a race. You just want some random butcher to get us out there. All right, okay, I understand. Yeah, please.
I'm so transparent. God damn it.
Please put out the word to your local butchers.
So you had a question though last question about Baku.
I did, and you did a video about this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
YouTube. Would you like to plug your YouTube?
Well, the question is a good question. I think, will Red Bull's big magical DRS make them untouchable this weekend? Which was what you put in there, and that's a really good question because the DRS is powerful, but when you tend to be leading the race, which they have done often, it doesn't really help you that much. So is it making a huge difference for them in qualifying? And the answer is sort of. I did a whole video on Brrrake F1 on YouTube about it, but the short answer is Red Bull, like Haas have had one of the biggest DRSs at every race we've been to so far, and they're about 6th team in pace order. Red Bull.
Sorry, when you say this, do you mean the
on to off speed?
Not deficit. That's not the word I'm looking for.
No, the difference in like
delta.
The delta. So in how much speed they gain with it on versus how fast they go with it off.
Right.
Haas have had like the first or second at every race. Red Bull have been second, sixth, and second, or second, sixth, and first, or something like that in terms of the first 3 races. The Red Bull just has a super, super efficient car. They make downforce in the corners, and they have low drag on the straights, which is like a holy grail of a design philosophy. It's not the engine, because AlphaTauri tend to be one of the slowest. Now, that could be why Franz is getting the biff, but he's not a technical person. He's the team principal.
He has been more outlandish in his statements in the last couple of months.
I don't know what the engineers are doing. It's like, well, have you tried talking to them?
They're busy writing your fucking retirement card, Franz. Jesus, give them a break.
Poor bloke. But yeah, I think Red Bull's DRS is powerful, but it's not the most powerful, and it's not like a fix-all. It's not like, oh, big DRS, we win. because in designing a big DRS, you also have to make compromises in other things with the rear wing, diffuser, and floor, which I don't know anything about. So I'm going to have to see if Joao wants to come back on the podcast.
Oh, big up JWoww.
But
What's JWoww up to these days?
I'm going to see him at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So I'll let you know.
Yeah. Chat him up, get him back on. So Red Bull's magical DRS, not necessarily magical. However, leading into our next section, predictions. I mean, it's a fucking Red Bull 1-2, right? Surely.
Sure. So give me your top 5 in quali then.
Right, my top 5. So this is the main event we're predicting. I'm not fucking bothering with sprint.
Yeah, we're not doing sprint quali. We're just doing the main event. And then Barry's going to tell you if you got him right or wrong. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see Barry. If you're on Spotify, you've got a gorgeous little fluffy cat here.
Barry is sitting with Blake like a Bond villain at the moment. So qualifying, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell.
Okay, Ver per Aloham Russ.
I didn't know where to put Ferrari in this, but I just don't think they have that outright speed.
They ain't got that dog in them. Well, I'll tell you mine, and I'll tell you why, and then I'll tell you why I doubt it, based on what you've said. So I'm going Verlek per Russ Ham. Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Hamilton. I do not, like, I know we said it last week. It's like, oh, yeah, they've got all the DRS, and Aston's going to be not great. They weren't terrible. Mercedes slightly better in terms of efficiency. I think Verstappen will get pole. Easy claps here. Perez could be second, or he could get pole here. He's not, the narrative, he's good around street circuits. He's good and lucky, but you're not, if you're lucky all the time, does that make you not good? I think Perez is solid around street circuits. The Ferrari looked to be, and this comes out of that YouTube video about the top speeds I mentioned. Ferrari were really quick in the first race. They had a similar performance characteristic to Red Bull in terms of in Bahrain, they gave up a little bit of cornering for top speed, and they were comparable to the Red Bull, right? And then after that, they had some woes in that event. And then the next event, they were like kind of a little bit slower, looked like a less efficient car. So I think Ferrari could be up there, but I'm not sure if they will be.
Oh, interesting.
So Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Hamilton. Barry, what do you think, bro? Yeah, he digs.
He's down with that.
Yeah, he confirms.
All right, good.
Podium, race podium. Never mind the sprint. Like, the sprint is an accessory. I get it.
Right, here we go.
Are you going bold? Podium. Are you going bold?
Yeah, I am.
Ooh.
Powered by all of the Taylor Swift fans and our fandom. And
Aramco and Cognizant?
Yep.
Okay.
Fernando Alonso is going to win this race.
Oh.
With Verstappen in second and Perez in third.
Is that his Baku name?
I refuse to elaborate any further. That's it. That's my podium prediction.
The Dark Lord on top step. Maybe if he's made a human sacrifice, he can unlock the power.
He's fueled by the TikTok rumors. he's going for it.
I love that. I'm going pretty bland. Honestly, I'm not going bold. I hope you're right, actually. I hope you're fucking right. Scar says Max and Checo crash, Alonso leads. I mean, we haven't seen any sparks between the drivers yet, and I feel like everybody's had a little break. Maybe they've calmed down. I'm not sure, but I'm going for Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, following on from my Ferrari ain't that bad. But that's what our predictions are for.
Yeah.
We're not going to put anybody on fraud watch this week, or
no, I don't think it's fair to do that.
No, exactly. But we could just be completely fraudulent and put somebody on fraud watch. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. What else do we need to do? Oh, random fandom, don't we?
Yeah.
There's a problem though.
That's fine. I think I know what the problem is. We've had some soundboard issues.
What do you think the problem could be?
I don't know.
Oh no! Just if we just keep people stalling for a few minutes. What could be the problem? Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Where was I? Oh, shit! No, it's still the wrong fucking.
Anyway, Barry thinks we should do the random fandom draw.
Does he think we should do the random fandom? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, Barry, luckily for you, that's the NordVPN. Oh my god,
You're
chat.
so mid.
Chat. I listen, right. I reformatted my fucking computer the other week, and it's not gone well. Let me tell you. Oh dear. Anyway, sorry, Barry. What did you want? Random fandom. Oh, fucking worst episode yet, I think.
I love it. You guys pay extra for that, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, you're not paying us. Okay, good.
Anyway. Oh, someone's in the chat saying, Blake, how shit was IT at Red Bull when Dan was running the show there? Listen.
Well, you didn't have any Go XLR products at Red Bull, did you?
It was pretty fucking awful. Let me tell you that. Oh, dearie me. Right, random fandom. This is the part of the show where, because we obviously have disgusting Red Bull bias,
Hideous.
we thought we would liven it up by giving, we'd randomly select a team to represent and hype up for the race. And then in our review show, we will do a little report on them, how it went, things like that.
And not just big them up for the sake of. We'll give them an honest report, but we'll try to be constructive. Like, we want them to do well. Like, we know that they're not going to fail, Ferrari. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. So, yeah, no, we will randomly pick a team. So, Blake, you're up first.
Ooh, spin the wheel.
For multiple episodes now, I have said I'm going to get a physical wheel to spin. It's been 2 months. I still have not got a physical wheel to spin. So we are just going to go with this beautiful website, wheelofnames.com. Here we go. Complete with little sound effect as well. So, Blake, for you. Oh, you got Williams.
Will Iams. Okay.
Yeah, you got Will Iams for this one.
Florida man and my boy Alex.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. You're going to spin.
I don't think we've had Williams.
No, I don't think we have.
One yet.
Are you going to spin yourself?
I'm going to spin myself. Look, hands off. No funny
Hands-free
games.
spinning. Wow.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I got Haas.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, I mean, yes, I got Haas.
America's team.
Yes.
Nice Haas. Oh, my God.
Which actually, that could play in quite well, because I think this could be the race where I finally have to admit, depending on the result, I have to admit I was wrong.
Hulk's a fucking legend.
Nico Hulkenberg, yeah. So this could tie in nicely.
Who's gonna perform better this weekend, Hulk or K-Mag?
Probably Nico, because he obviously wants me to apologize on this podcast for calling him mid and washed.
Ooh. Hey, real quick though, Nico Hulkenberg is going to be on the Formula One subreddit this weekend. Talk to me. We'll spend some details on it. But if you haven't checked out the Formula One subreddit, do check it out, because that is actually happening. No, I'm not getting paid, but tomorrow afternoon, so this will be Thursday afternoon, Nico Hulkenberg will be doing an AMA on the F1 subreddit. Fucking stonks.
Yeah.
Nico's actually a super fucking nice dude. I was not on his car. I was on the other side of the garage, but a big Hulkenberg fan. He's a super nice dude, and he's a bit of a lad and a good laugh.
Yeah, we should do something with the Formula One subreddit soon. I think
we should.
Don't you think? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We should. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But right, ladies and gentlemen, I need to go have a word with my butcher, because I need to do a brisket sometime soon.
Oh, in your Traeger grill.
Yeah, man. The Traeger.
Fucking
Come on, Traeger.
Come on.
Traeger. Dan needs a Traeger.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my fucking Traeger? Come on.
But we've had a good break. It's going to be flat out for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be here with you. If there's anything that you want to see on the show, add us on Twitter. We'll get back to you if you've got any ideas, things you want to hear more of, less of. The ADHD is not going anywhere because I'm not getting medication, so screw you guys.
There's plenty of things people want to hear less of, and that's probably me furiously punching my Go LXR to play 4 different sound effects and then eventually find the right one.
Oh yeah, I've got to edit that one out as well. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for the vibes. Make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you see stuff that you like from us, don't hesitate to share it with your friends or your butcher or your grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, big up the nans, big up the butchers, big up the dodgy corner shop meatballs.
No, don't. Not again, bro.
No, never again.
Anyway, you guys do that thing, all right?
Fuck off.